go straight into the next unpopular opinion. I'm not gonna say who it is because I just feel like everyone's just gonna attack the person. So I'm just gonna throw it out there and then we just discuss. Okay?
Can we guess who it is?
You can guess who it is. We can guess who it is. But I would just like a nice discussion. So just before I throw it out there, how many of us think Lampard is better than Gerrard? Just put your hand up. Just put your hand up.
I know. The thing is, I know who said this. I know who said this. I know it as well.
Do you know what? It's sad because I didn't want to, point out to anybody, but I'm not gonna say who it is again. But somebody's unpopular opinion is that Gerrard is a better player than the Frank Lampard. Now,
monster.
Yeah, I know it's monster. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's monster. I'm not saying it's anybody. Faye, are you Lampard over Gerrard as a player?
Lampard over Gerrard.
Fantastic.
That's all right. We're cool.
Now you guys can agree.
Cool.
So
monster. Now we know it's you, monster. Yeah. What sort of? Why? Just answer that question.
Jem said what?
Bruv, Jem, me and you both saw. Obviously, I hate to. Oh, I'm hearing feedback from someone, innit? Don't know.
What is it gone now?
Let me mute quickly.
All right, let me mute myself as well. Let me mute everyone.
Hold on.
All right, so just tell us why this is your unpopular opinion and what your thoughts are.
Basically, yeah. Bro, whose feedback is that? Oh, it's gone. Basically, yeah. I watched both of them play. Jem, you watched both of them play as well, innit? You have to admit it. Like, to me, Gerrard was the better all-round midfielder, innit? And it's hard to say this because obviously I'm a Chelsea fan. I would never really say this out loud, innit? Out loud or to majority of Chelsea fans because obviously they're not going to want to hear it. But when you hear the comparisons of Gerrard and Lampard, Gerrard was better. He was technically better. He was a better all-round midfielder. Lampard, yes, scored more goals, probably got more assists, I think. Won more trophies in it, but as a midfielder, he was just better. Same thing with the whole Henry and Drogba debate. Henry was a better striker than Drogba, and he was way better. It wasn't a thing where he was just better. He was way better in it, and that's hard to say, but it's the truth. I lived through those eras and I watched all of them play. Chelsea fans won't admit it because we're biased, but I love football and I watch football. I'm not going to lie of who's a better player just because I'm a Chelsea fan, innit? I'm going to speak the truth. And, when you watch football, you can see it, innit? Most of these people talking, they never watch them play. So, you don't have to...
Monster. The reason you can say Henry is better than Drogba is because there's statistical fact to back it up. So
but even just watching him on the pitch, you can see it.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Now, Semi's like, nah.
when you see the goals, when you see the assists, right? Henry is clearly better than Drogba. No one's going to debate that. You can see that with your eyes, and when you look at the pitch, they're obviously different. Henry is better. When it comes to Gerrard and Lampard, all right, everyone says first of all they're two different types of midfielders. So anyway. Like, I don't really think they're that much different. I think Gerrard may have played a bit deeper in a worse team. By the by, I don't care. All right. Lampard, more goals, more trophies, more assists. I don't really know what more the guy can do, really. Like, finished second in the Ballon d'Or. I know Gerrard also finished second in the Ballon d'Or.
Do you know what's crazy?
I think it's so close between them. I have to pick Lampard because he's actually a winner.
Let David finish.
You know what's crazy? Yeah. What's crazy is that we live in a different time, innit? When they were both playing, it was like a general consensus. It was straight facts. Like, everyone just thought it's true. Steven Gerrard was better than Lampard. We have to be honest, bro. You lot are young, so you did trust me. You didn't live through it. Gerrard was better than Frank Lampard. I'm sorry, you're not going to want to hear it, but it's true.
I think it's one of them. Go on.
I was going to say, just because everyone thinks something is true doesn't mean it's true. There was a point when everyone thought gravity wasn't a thing. Like, honestly, what's your point? I'm baffled here. I'm sorry.
Quickly, David. I'm gonna let you rest for a bit. I'm gonna let you rest. Semi, I saw you there shaking your head. Are you in favor of Monster's opinion, or are you shaking your head at David?
Before I answer that, I've sent you my unpopular opinion, so you can check that. But
yeah, and I screamed in my head. You're mad. Sorry, go on. You're mad.
So
we're gonna do that one next, by the way. Go on.
I actually agree with Monster. I believe Gerrard was a better player, and the reason why I'm shaking my head because I don't really buy the narrative of because Lampard won more and because he has better stats makes him a better player. Because there are many examples of players in the modern era who have better stats but are not necessarily better than the other player. I think the team that context is important. So I think Gerrard played in a lot of rubbish Liverpool teams. And he literally had to drag them on his neck. So in terms of accolades and trophies, I think that plays a big part. In terms of why I think Gerrard's a better player, I feel like he was more athletic. I feel like he was technically a bit better. So in terms of dribbling and passing, for me personally, I think Gerrard trumps him a little bit. I don't think there's much between it, but I feel like he just trumps him a little bit in every attribute, bar goal scoring and bar attacking progress. Apart from that, as a midfielder, I feel like every other attribute Gerrard was better than that.
Okay.
I just think it's one of them opinions that there's no right and wrong answer to it because there's so many people that would think Frank Lampard's a better player. So many people that think Paul Scholes is a better player than Lampard and Gerrard.
Paul Scholes is the better
some
of the
people
three.
Think, you know,
I combat that one.
There's no what I'm trying to get at. There's no right and wrong answer. Me and David saying Lampard's better is not a wrong answer. Monster saying that it's Gerrard. You know, again, no, it's not a wrong answer. I just think it's down to opinion on this one. There's no, like at the end of the day, Lampard. For me, the goals that Lampard scored and the type of goals Lampard scored in them bigger games, it just stands out for me and so much more. The guy could score from 35 yards out, 40 yards out in the box. He was the best at arriving in the box from late and scoring goals. And he scored the most Premier League from midfield, the most Premier League goals ever from a midfielder. The guy is for me, he's another level.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a Messi Ronaldo debate. Like there's no true wrong or right answer. You just know that they're both really good at what they do. They're both just okay. David, apart from David, David's like no. I was Messi better too, but it's Ronaldo, my
Ronaldo,
G.
bro.
It's Ronaldo, my G.
I can't believe what I'm listening to. What am I listening to?
As a whole player, are you dumb?
This is a Chelsea show, so we're not going to get into Messi and Ronaldo.
You're right.
What's the next question?
Nah,
the next popular opinion.
The next unpopular opinion. I don't even want to talk about it. That's the saddest thing about it. And I know that this might hit home for a couple of Chelsea fans. I know for a fact it'll hit home with me and it'll hit home with Bree because we share the same opinion on this. But the next unpopular opinion is Rio Ferdinand was a better centre back than John.
No,
Terry.
I'm not having that. No way.
Listen.
Not having it.
Listen.
The man was voted in the FIFA World Team, the only defender to be voted in the FIFA World Team in the Premier League. I don't remember Rio Ferdinand getting that. Even though Rio Ferdinand's won titles like John Terry has, for me, they were both good leaders, but John Terry was the complete leader for me. He was just immense. And Rio Ferdinand was immense. Rio Ferdinand was immense as well. Don't get me wrong. At the times when Vidic and him were playing together, they were easily on par, or if not, maybe a little bit better than John Terry and Carvalho. Not for me personally, but they were good. So it's one of them ones. There's no right and wrong answer.
I think with Jem saying it's close. I think it's close, but I think John Terry edges it in it. And I love Ferdinand. I've met Ferdinand multiple times. What he's done for our area. He's from my area. He's done a lot of great things for my area, innit? Do you know what I mean? I've met him multiple times when I was in primary school and things like that, innit? But John Terry's overall leadership skills as a leader, everything like that. His left foot was so underrated. How well he passed the ball, how many goals he's got as well. Just the way
his body in front of the ball, his head in front of the ball. I've never seen defenders do that.
He swallowed a tongue for the badge.
He swallowed
Never
his
Yeah.
tongue.
So
Yeah.
just
never
the
forgets.
just the fact that how he carried Chelsea on his shoulders and just all of that, I just think he edges Rio third now. Do I think it's close? I think it's close. I
Very.
think they're both great, all-time great centre backs in it. But yeah, it's close. But I'll take John Terry.
Quick disclaimer: I think JT was absolutely elite. I think both of them were absolutely elite. I feel like Rio was a little bit better at adapting to he was a bit more adaptable in terms of defensive lines because for example, when AVB came in 2011 and he wanted to play a high line, JT was looking very mad in terms of like being able to adapt to play that high style. I feel like Rio was a bit more adaptable in that sense. Like he could probably adapt to any type of backline that any manager wanted to play. I just feel like Rio is very close, very close. But I feel like Rio just edges it for me. I just love the way Rio was just so composed on the ball. When he had the ball, there was just always a sense of calmness. Not the sense that JT, it wasn't the case with JT, but with Rio, it was just for me, it was a different type of vibe, different type of composure he had in the back. And yeah, I just feel like Rio was never ever looked like he was in trouble, like ever. He was always in control of every situation. Not to say JT wasn't, but for me with Rio, I feel like there was just a different type of, for me personally, it might be my own personal bias or my own personal favoritism, but yeah, that's just my
Sims, my man used to spread the ball with his left foot like no one else.
Hold on.
They were both amazing on the ball.
1 second. Jem had to come close to the mic to get his point out. Jem, you're tired, fam. You're tired. But go
I'm doing
on.
this.
What was your reply?
The point about passing, like it's the same with Rio. Rio can spray the ball with his left foot as well. And he was like it wasn't.
Listen, no, not like John Terry, man. He used to spray balls 40, 50 yards from one end to the other. He was one of the only players that I knew that was naturally gifted with both feet, John Terry. Both feet.
So when Villas-Boas came in, and he wanted to play a high line, and Terry was struggling to adapt. What was your thoughts on that?
Sems, why would you? Oh no! This is the equivalent of saying you've got Inzaghi up front, who is a poacher. Let's play deep line football. Why would you have someone who's sick up front and then not play to how they play? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would I have David Beckham trying to get in behind and trying and doing back passes to freaking Marcos Alonso when he's got a better cross on him? It doesn't make sense.
Okay, cool. But Rio, can we all agree that Rio wasn't blessed with pace as well as John Terry, right?
He was quicker than John Terry.
He wasn't
weren't quick.
He weren't blessed.
I get you.
So I'm seeing Rio able to adapt to different types of defensive lines a little bit better than John Terry. In a sense, and they both weren't blistering quick. So your point about not playing to his strength, for me, that doesn't hold much credence because Rio had the same deficiencies, and he was able to adapt.
Well, but not to the level. Not to the level. For me, I think it's very close. But the one thing JT's got on him is the longevity. Man won the Premier League at 36 years old. That can't
37.
be. The 37 even.
Rio won the Prem in Sir Alex's penultimate season. He was pretty much.
Yeah, and then he went off to QPR,
He was
and then he went
34 years old.
Yeah,
and then he went off to
and he
QPR, and we saw what happened. Longevity.
When Rio won the league in 2010, 2011, he was near enough mid-30s. So it's the same thing.
Put it this way, Sims. If I'm going into a war against the best players in the world, I am taking John Terry with me. He's the first defender I put in my team purely for leadership skills. Or just it is his leadership skills and his awareness. Like he isn't blessed with pace, but the guy reads the game so well. He always.